I'm so happy they didn't go for it. Oh my god, Shuffler, gods of shuffling, thank you for this. This is absolutely insane. And this was exactly how I hope that the deck will go. Like, look at this stuff, man. Oh, my life is complete. This is exactly like it was in my dreams. And that's why this land from the top was so important. Sure. Oh boy. This is what I'm talking about. How many lands in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3. 3 is amazing. This is absolutely huge. Have you ever seen this one against Mono-Red? Like, now I've seen everything, and we live game as well. We get a new turn. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today Temur control that shakes the world, together with Nissa. Like, she looks different, but she still shakes the world a little bit, you know? And I'll be honest, this Temur control caught me absolutely off guard. Like, it was from one of your suggestions, you wanted Temur, but not the usual, you know, Analyst, Nissa, this kind of stuff. And I thought, man, this is a good idea, we will try. And I'll tell you, in the end, it was absolute blast to play. This is super fun, very strong deck to play. With Cornucopia Celestus, you can live gain so much. You will see against Mono-Red, man, they cannot burst us through this live gain. And with Worldsoul's Rage, you don't have usual lands that go into the graveyard, like in the usual Temur. However, you have cards like Prankster, 3 steps ahead, Celestus, and Ill-Timed Explosion, together with Jace that can mill yourself if you really want to, just to get those lands into the graveyard. And suddenly, even casting Worldsoul's Rage for like 3 or 4 not only kills a Planeswalker, face, or, you know, a creature, but it sets you up for the next turns, like every next turn until end of the game, that you have so much more power than with the other decks, and the green really makes a difference here. So yeah, the deck is absolute blast to play, and you will have so many plays that you don't know yet. By the way, you will also see Alchemist Gambit, because we have so much mana that getting this is actually a good deal, especially if you have a Jace or Nissa, and you can set up for the game-winning play basically with this. So yeah, let's go into games. I'm really excited to share those with you, and yeah, have fun. Alright, we're going first. An interesting draw. We have Worldsoul's Rage and the Prankster, so there is potential, but we definitely need to draw like 2 natural lands, I think. Our opponent still plays red and he taps them every turn. So we go like this. Yeah, I really want the Prankster, and I would love to hit some lands. And then we go with the Rage on something that has 2 toughness. That's my game plan. Alright, don't forget we can remove it. If they do nothing, which I would absolutely love, we take the damage. I hope they aren't greedy. Like, normally I don't want them to play this, but in this situation I have a very nice play. And we can also show our opponent that we can absolutely punish every time he doesn't pump anything. 2 lands, amazing, absolutely amazing. Oh man, this is I don't think we should get more. Let's go for 3 steps ahead, man. Alright, here's the land. I honestly think we might 3 steps ahead. Just to hit a land for the next turn. If we can carve out, we should be absolutely fine, and with Picklock Prankster, we are kinda guaranteed the value. And if I can do it for even 2, that would ramp me so hard. Basically into Nissa directly. Oh no. Oh no, they have play with fire, and they will... Okay, this one at least goes quickly. This guy knows what he's doing, probably. We cannot go 3 steps ahead, however, they cannot really pump anything. This is a very interesting decision. Because this is their last mana. They can pump the Swift Spear with this, and they will, but it's a decent deal for us. The problem is that I'm not sure if I will hit the land drop. I'm so happy they didn't go for it. Oh my god, Shuffler, gods of shuffling, thank you for this. This is absolutely insane. And this was exactly how I hope that the deck will go. Like, look at this stuff, man. Oh, my life is complete. This is exactly like it was in my dreams. And that's why this land from the top was so important. Instead of 3 mana and bad situation, now we have 6 mana. Yeah, sure, go for it. I believe in you. It's good for our opponent. However, we have options here. So we can sweep everything, which won't be a problem. We could go with a huge Nissa and start producing creatures, but the problem is that we might die if we do it. I can also burn down the house or ill-timed explosion. Or kinda do both, right? And then I still have some place. You know what? That seems okay. I think that's okay. This is even better, right? Man, this is so cool. I love this deck. It's so fun. I don't have a counter spell. So I need to go with the Prankster. It hurts me, but it gives me a bit more room. And unless they have another Rukus that isn't plotted, so it will be super expensive. Alright. Good for them. Good for them. And I think we'll mitigate this damage. They should absolutely attack with this one. They don't play very well. There's no point in doing things like he is doing. So we could go with Nissa, but the same problem as before, right? We might die. Burn down the house is a really good deal here. Yeah. I normally take Devils, but he will just pump it so it flies, and the Devils won't do anything. I hope he won't have a creature, but unfortunately he has some. Alright. Listen, we are going with this. Oh no, I need to count the mana, because it's actually important. So I have 4 green, but 2 of them are on the pain. That's a lot. That is a lot. We could just go with Celestus into Prankster into 3 steps ahead. This is a really good setup for the next turn. Sorry, my friend, I need to actually think about this turn. Celestus. It's not the worst. It's also not the best. If we go to 7, we can directly go to Nissa. The problem is they might get Rukus into Monstrous Rage and they will just kill me. Yeah, I honestly think Celestus is a little bit better. And then we have a good blocker, so they need to cast 1 spell to even start attacking us. Which is really nice. Let's go on this one. No. No. We need to go like this. We lose some value here, but it's worth it. I don't want full control, that was a mistake. Alright, I kinda like this play. It gives us a lot of room to start doing stuff and set up for Nissa. I could cast it and probably it would win the game, but if he gets a good top deck, that will absolutely devastate me. I think it's worth it. It's 2 cards in 1. But this is a great draw. I'm not sure if they drew it. It feels like very likely, but I'm not sure. Alright. Probably Monstrous Rage, but we still mitigate 3 damage. So that's a big deal. I think we would die if we wouldn't do it, right? Do we still die? No. Our opponent is not as good in Magic, but man, he's good at Magic. So what do we go for? We could go Nissa and start pumping this. It will take a while before we recover. We could also... do we have some life gain? Not really. I mean, we could get 3 steps ahead. And I can go for the Prankster as well. But I still die to the top deck. Do we have some instant removal here? I mean, Fire's a victory, right? But we don't have enough cards, I think. Oh man, let's go with Nissa. It's just 1 top deck, right? What's the worst that can happen? Wait, do I have enough? Oh no, I need to pay myself for 1. That's a big deal, so we cannot go with this. Alright, so we have to go with this. We need to manually go into the nighttime, because we need to start life gaining. This is so good, man. But I need to play Shigeki on this turn, so sorry. Alright. I was scared that we will go with the Painland. I think we should recover, but I cannot let him draw, you know, some insane card on this turn. Like Ancestral Anger, for example, would be probably a game. But to be fair, there's kinda a lot of cards in red that deals 2 damage to the face. But we'll go. That was a hesitation into attack, so I think we are dead. Or not. Or not. Man, the priority feels like a land, right? Oh man, that was a goblin? Alright. Goblin is really good. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 5 chorus, so they don't have mana to do it, but we don't have a way to go around this. I can double flip. It's not an artifact, even though it's kinda grey. I think we need to do this. Triple Painland, that's a good tap. We need to start doing something that is not a land for sure. And we'll get again a trigger, so we are at 4. That helps a little bit. They need to tap some mana. Unless they draw an instant and then they can cast it and basically save 1 mana on the play, which is a good deal for them. We have Negate, so that's important. Oh man, I wish I got this card. I really need this card. Listen guys, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I think we're on the... like, we're too close to being dead. We will block here. It's only 2-1, so they cannot flip it right now at least, because it dies. We take this damage, we go back to 2. With Cornucopia we can absolutely stabilize. Ah, very good at magic. Unfortunately, they will get more cards. By the way, they could do it while compa. I tell you what, Mono-Red players do everything so they deal less damage. So they just wasted. We would be at 1 instead of 2. However, it doesn't matter because their cards draw 3 cards for 1 mana, which is a very good gameplay for them. That's it. Good deal, good deal. Alright, but that means we can get Shigeki and get some more mana, which is important. It also puts a lot of cards into the graveyard, right? Well, not the best draw of my life, that's for sure. I think we go like this. So we start with this. I mean, do I want to surveil? Okay, let's start with this and then we'll think. Now it's Shigeki for some extra life gain. We double spelled on this turn. So we are doing 1 card, but if we discard it, there's no way we can cast it, so I don't think it's worthwhile. Let's see the card, and we are back to 4. Okay, that's probably not amazing. I will still get the untapped land, because we are, as you can see, super bottlenecked on the mana. Like, we're actually playing differently just because of the mana, since like 4 turns. Alright. They're doing well by attacking Swift Spear, because at this point we never know if they can pump it or not. Alright, show me. Show, man, like, I'm really scared. I think we stabilize in the next turn. If they whiff, I think we're absolutely okay. Especially that they cycle. Oh man, that's huge. This is absolutely huge. Have you ever seen this one against Mono-Red? Like, now I've seen everything, and we live game as well. We get a new turn. And let's get this. We get more lands for the next turn. And man, we are doing stuff. And let's play Shigeki, because why not? And now we make another turn. And this one is even better. Alright, alright. So I could go with Shigeki. If we don't cast anything, it's actually really good for us. We have so many tools here. Worldsoul's Rage gets us a lot of mana, only 2. So it's not the best. I think we probably need to get double Fires of Victory. So we get Shigeki for 2 mana. Then we channel for next 2 mana. And then we have 4 mana to double channel, I think. But I think... No, we won't have enough cards, so let's not do it unless we have to. Because we also live gain here. Good, 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 good. We have a lot of big Memory Deluge. We want the, you know, the small one in the hand. It triggers the life gain as well. So as you can see, we are on 1 life so many times and we are back to 5. We'll get to 8 or 9 on the next turn. So they need to start doing a lot of burn. Man, they had 1 mana, draw 3 cards, and it wasn't enough. We absolutely block here. 1 damage is not something we care about. They have trample, so I cannot get back Shigeki, unfortunately. That's, you know, a rough one. Alright, let's start. Let's start. We activate this. We don't care about the land, but we care about the other stuff. Alright, and we need... I think we need more cards. We can tank the Slick Shot damage, but not the other one. So let's go for 3. Because we need 3 cards with Fires of Victor. 1, 2... And we can get the counter spell. That should be good enough. We need 1 red mana. Now we go Fires of Victory on the target before those triggers. And now he wasted Monstrous Rage. He deals 3 damage and we mitigate 1 of it. And it was nighttime. Oh, right, it was just 1 spell. Alright, and with this we should absolutely win the game, because of Cornucopia will get us so high that they won't have any chance at getting this. No, we don't need to. We go into this, because we double life gain. You can see that we can absolutely overpower Mono-Red just on the life gain itself. I will play this land, so we discard this one. We have 5 mana, so 3 steps ahead. Whatever they will draw, it doesn't matter. How many cards? I think we have 15? Yeah. 15 is fine. And now we can start being way more aggressive. And I think I have double Jace in this deck, right? I think they're both at the bottom of the library. And I'll tell you, this is probably the most epic Mono-Red game ever. I really appreciate that our opponent is trying his best and he's, you know, just playing. That's super cool. And now with those, we can fully ignore this, which is absolutely awesome. 1 card cannot deal 5 damage, so we live gain. You can see that this just takes us out of the Leafa range so well. Here's the Jace, here's the counter spell. Counter spells negate basically every single card from their deck. Yeah, because if we draw another Jace, that would be great. Field of Ruin is not needed here. So is Celestus. So we start stacking Jace, because we have full control over the game with triple counter spell, and we completely remove this from the game, while stacking Loyalty to get into those 36 cards. Because double Jace is 30, so we need to, you know, amp it up a little bit. And yeah, we don't need to double spell. I could flip Celestus, but I honestly don't care. We won the game at this point. Still attacking. Let's see. Maybe they have a pump spell. Maybe they are bluffing. Maybe they never considered it. But our opponent seems to be knowing what he's doing, so yeah. I think we just do this. 6 mana. Let's make sure that we have for another counter spell. 4, 6, and we have 3. Yeah, I actually want the copy of Cornucopia more than anything else. And I think with this they will scoop. This is their last chance to burn us from this. And when they see another Cornucopia, it's just not happening. This is a true scoop maker. You know what? Sure. Sure, my friend. Let's show them that we don't care about their plays. I should probably use the mana, kill this. But why would we? We discard Celestus. Like, we're having fun here. A land is great. And now we'll go ill-timed explosion with double Cornucopia, getting us to 10 and probably shattering the dreams of our opponent. Yep, 2 lands, sure. I mean, we don't need to do it. I'm just used to doing this. We are just waiting for the second Jace, which seems to be on the absolute bottom of this library. And we have double counterspell, so whatever they draw, it won't matter. They are not attacking. Alright, let's finish it. Let's finish it. Man, we will go nearly to 20 back. You can see how much life gain this is. Here's the Jace, and I want the Rage. I really like the card. And no, we decline. I don't need anything more. How much can we do? Alright, let's go for it. It's 12, so 36 cards, let's go. To be honest, if I wasn't on camera, I would just start playing and having fun, but you know what? Let's not drag it out. You can check the deck, because you probably didn't see this one. Oh man, that was such an epic game. You know, it was Mono-Red, but it turned out to be a very interesting game. And let's go for this. Our opponent, yep, he stayed very, very late, but you know, to be absolutely fair, sometimes you can draw like Ancestral Anger into Monstrous Rage, and that play alone with single card can deal like 10-12 damage, so even more probably. So they could get a good top deck and win the game, but not anymore. Right, we are going second, and we are against the White Wolf, and yeah, I think that's cool. So what do we go for? We have Coast on the next turn, so I think we go like this. We want Painless blue mana probably for the Prankster, and I mean, we'll see what we'll draw with this. Our opponent is playing mono blue, so far at least. Interesting. I guess they will just pass the turn, right? Let's see if they counterspell it. If they do, they probably don't have another one for our next play, so it can be a bit risky for them. Alright, well, those are some nice cards. I still think Negate is just better, like it's one of the best cards. They didn't counter the last play, so I think they don't want to counter anything this turn. So let's a little bit abuse it, you know? But I expected they will make some end-step play, to be honest. Right, Jace is nice, but definitely not something for this stage of the game. So I want to sneak Memory Deluge before they can recover their mana base, because thanks to green we have way more mana. Unfortunately, it didn't work very well. Alright, let's go with the Prankster first, because it's a little bit easier, and, you know, we won't use Negate to protect it, it's not worth it, but we are getting some decent value here. Let's get a counterspell. Okay, land is super important. I could start playing those. Or just Memory Deluge into Negate. I think we will start going with this. Gives us life gain, which is not the biggest deal, but also some blockers for the future. And we still hold up the counterspells. They know about them, so, you know, they're a little bit weaker. I'm a little bit scared that on turn 5 they will go for, you know, Flow of Knowledge. So that will be a problem. Let's go. This is the turn when we can pressure them a little bit. Especially that we have Jace in the hand. So if we can resolve it, they're in some serious trouble. They don't have removal against Jace. That's a 3 mana removal, or counterspell. That is a very heavy cost, so you know, let's punish it instantly. They might have Spell Pierce, but we can pay, and usually they don't have too many. And let's keep stacking, because I'm pretty sure they don't have a Planeswalker removal in their whole deck. That means they can't resolve this problem, and we'll mill them sooner or later. If they draw too many cards, we just help them mill. So that's the game plan. We are a bit weak on this turn because we can only negate, but so far they don't have too many good plays. I think they have full hand of like counter spells, and we have Shigeki, they don't know about it, so right now I just need... Oh man, okay, this is a different deck than I expected. Alright, but I think it's still the same strategy, honestly. I could burn down the house.
Organic mines are easy.
But it's not worth it. We have so much value in the hand. Like, we have Shigeki, we have double Memory Deluge. Like, we just need to keep drawing cards and making sure that we out-counterspell them. Thanks to green, we will have way more mana than they will have. Alright. Our opponent knows that he's 2 behind right now. But we'll still play it. You know, they have 5 mana, it's not nothing. Like, we basically have 6 of normal mana, but they definitely are falling behind. Memory Deluge is countered, sure. We don't super need it. Life gain is nice. Don't forget we can get all the counter spells back, and I can burn down the house right now. So we are pressuring them from different angles right now. If they solve Jace, they need to care about this. This is 4 damage a turn, it's not nothing. And we'll add the Prankster probably. Because the downside of Mono Blue is that they have absolutely 0 sweepers in the deck. Like, there are some weird blue sweepers, but nobody plays them. I know because I've tried. And they don't work very well. So you can just go super white against blue, and you know they cannot really punish it usually. Yeah, and we have a counter spell, so they cannot make like Flow of Knowledge or some big spell, and if they double spell with 3 and 2, they probably won't have a good play. So I think we should be absolutely fine. They should get more ramp. Yep, here's the France Spider. We don't mind it. On this turn it's okay. And listen, I'm getting a Power Stone for Shigeki, so I don't mind it. Sure. Oh boy, this is what I'm talking about. How many lands in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3. 3 is amazing. So I think we go for 4. Okay, I'm going like this. I want to make sure that we have... we just need extra mana. So with this they have absolutely no reason to block anything. I could attack first and probably I would kill it, but I didn't know if I will resolve this spell, so I didn't want to risk it. Because I think we have them under siege. I'm just waiting. Maybe I should keep double counter spell, but I don't think they have enough of big plays. Even if they cast this, I'm kinda fine with it. So they're solving Jace. When you cast, so this will happen anyway, and this is not the nerf, it's a new one, so sure, let's counter it. And that's the problem for them. They solved one of the problems, but now the other, you know, win con is basically keeping them in check, and those will be very hard to kill. Alright, we can go Shigeki on this turn, by the way. No, we attack with everything here. I could kill it, but I'm not sure if it's not better to just Shigeki. Especially that we can counterspell if we really want to. Devils are not amazing to block because they deal the damage anyway. And our opponent is at 6. We play Worldsoul's Rage. So we have good ways to absolutely punish it. They don't know about Shigeki, they only know about Negate. They can unnerf, but it's super slow, like we're at 29, so I don't think they will be able to kill us. I think they need more ramp. Sure. Does it really do anything? I think we can fully ignore it and just kill him on the next turn. This is destroy, so they still get the damage. Oh no. I mean, I can tank it because of Cornucopia, I don't even need to block. So we are taking the Worldsoul's Rage. Sure. And that should be enough. Oh my god. They are fully tapped, so this is what? 3, 4, 5 cards, I think? Let's go for 5, it should be enough. Rage, Burn Down, Counterspell, Memory Deluge, and Fires of Victory. I don't know, it's just... I need Worldsoul's Rage, the rest is, you know, on top of it. And I mean, let's go for 5 and see what happens. And this is also another cool thing about the deck. You can just directly kill people with this deck. It's a control that with those devils, pranksters, deals surprisingly, high amount of damage for a control deck. Alright, short outro, remember? So, what about this deck? I'll tell you, man, I really enjoyed it. I think also with Cornucopia, the 2-colored spells really make a nice difference. So even for 1 life a spell, it's good. But when you get 2 life per spell, it starts to get really cool. And with Rage and Ill-Timed Explosion, that we play a lot of those, we can life gain faster than usually. One of the hard decisions is that we cannot play 4 Cornucopias because we need to split it with Celestus. We also have Jace here, and this here, so we are actually very heavy on the 3 drops. However, the deck is super versatile. One of the big things I love about this deck is that all the sweepers have extremely good use outside of aggro matchups. Burn Down the House is a great card. Very often I prefer the Devils over the sweeper because suddenly you have so much room to play with. With Ill-Timed Explosion you get card advantage, so that means your opponent has only 4 Memory Deluge, you have 4 Ill-Timed Explosions on top of this, with Pranksters, with 3 steps ahead, so we actually have so much card advantage. And the casting of the Rage is super hard, but when you do it once, you basically win the game, because with control decks, your value is basically infinite. You can just chain stuff into stuff into stuff. The only limiting factor is mana. If you get 3-4 extra mana a turn for 10 turns, I mean, you can do the math. Like, that's the difference between this deck and, for example, Azorius Control. It's not super easy to put lands into the graveyard. You can play 4 Pranksters, but I kinda leaned into this direction, but it wasn't like the main super plan. If we don't get the Rage, it's fine. Like, our deck is still good. But, if we can get there, it's absolutely amazing. I usually don't assume bigger Rage than like 3 or 4. And that's good enough. Don't forget that you can just use it as a removal, like a Planeswalker removal. It's kinda expensive, but if you pay 5 mana and kill a Planeswalker, it's not the end of the world. So, I just had to. It was horrible, but I had to. So yeah, you can. It's not a dead card basically ever against any kind of deck. And yeah, Fires of Victory is a low-key card that gives you card advantage. So if you have extra mana, suddenly most of your cards become better. And yeah, with Prankster you have those nice blockers. You have seen that even against Mono-Red, like, this absorbed so much damage that it kept us alive, and it's only 2 mana, and it's potentially 2 cards in one, so very good value for a very cheap card. And Nissa, I originally had troubles between Chandra and Nissa. I decided on Nissa first because she's more flexible with the casting cost, so sometimes for 5 mana she can be good enough. Second, she answers artifacts and enchantments, and the stats she's producing is like absolutely incredible. I don't know why, but this card always closes the games. Like, you would think that it's just a Planeswalker, it will die like they always do. Somehow Nissa avoids this fate every single time. So yeah, I absolutely love the deck. We are pretty heavy on the counter spells as well, so even against like Azorius Control, we are not super unfavored, and we actually have more Cardo and some extra plays like Rage. So if they don't counter it, you have huge advantage for the rest of the game, and we still play Field of Ruins and Miex. So I think that's a very cool deck. I loved it. I think we might try more Temur Control, because that's something we didn't really explore, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's all about you, but I really think that was a cool one. So yeah, let's keep it concise. So I think that's it for today, and thank you guys for watching as always. I really do appreciate you, and you are absolutely amazing for watching until the end, and I'm super happy that you are interested in those decks. I think this is one of the decks that I was kinda hesitant at first, but the more I thought about it, the more sense it made. And when I made this deck, like, I've seen the full deck list, it was like, man, I cannot wait to play this. So I hope you will be as excited as I was for this one. So have fun, guys, and see you tomorrow.